Good morning, children. Today we will start a new lesson in history. Lesson number 5, Religious Trends in Ancient India. In this lesson, we will learn about different religions that emerged and made its way in ancient India. Religion has played a big role in Indian history. Hinduism is the oldest religion in India. But there are also many other religions like Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity, Islam, Sikhism, Zoroastrianism practiced in India. Let's look at each of this religion one by one. Towards the end of the Vedic period, the minute details of yajna rites acquired undue importance. Here you can see in the picture a priest putting offerings into the yajna. Yajna means sacrifice, offering, worship, any ritual in Hinduism done in front of the sacred fire, often with mantras. Okay, so this yajna rites was given more importance during that period. And only the priestly class, that is Brahmins, had knowledge of rites, rituals and performing yajna. Others no longer had the freedom to gain that knowledge. During the Vedic period, the society was divided on the basis of varnas. There were 4 varnas: the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. The Brahman refers to the intellectual part of the society, that is the priest or the learned men. Kshatriyas were the warriors, kings or the one who protects the society. Vaishyas are the businessmen and traders. And Shudras are the workers who work for all the above 3 varnas. This varna system came to be determined on the basis of birth. This gave rise to caste, and the caste system led to inequality in the society. The varna system restriction became very hard in the course of time. A person's social position was decided by the varna into which he was born rather than by his achievements. That is why from the Upanishad period we see that attempts were made to give a wider scope to religious thoughts and not restrict it only to yajna rites. It was difficult for the ordinary people to understand it. This gave rise to different religious groups like the Jainism, Buddhism, Christianity, etc. that emphasized means to give importance to, that gave importance to the worship of particular deities. Deities means god or goddesses. For example, the Shaiva sect of Shiva worshippers and the Vaishnava sect of the worshippers of Vishnu. Different Puranas were written with reference to these deities. Around the 6th century BCE, attempts were made to express religious thoughts in a way that the common man would understand it easily. Many people realized that every person is free to find ways of his own upliftment. This led to establishment of new religions. The work of Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha is of special importance among the proponents of new thoughts. Let us gain some more information about Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha through this lesson. Jainism is one of the ancient religions in India. It is about 5000 years old. This religion gives importance to the principle of non-violence. Non-violence means not harming oneself and others, not causing any harm to others, not hurting others is non-violence. According to Jain tradition, a person who has attained or gained religious knowledge is known as Tirthankar. There have been 24 Tirthankars in all. Vardhaman Mahavir, the founder of Jainism, is the 24th Tirthankar in Jain religious tradition. Followers of Jainism do not worship any god, but they achieve goodness in themselves by defeating all the bad desires. One rule of Jainists is not to kill anything. They believe in fasting and meditation. Vardhaman Mahavir was born in 599 BC in Kundagram, Vaishali in the state of Bihar. He was born as a prince. His father's name was King Siddharth and mother's name was Queen Trishla. At the age of 30, he left his family and royal household and all things including his clothes to become a monk. He spent the next 12.5 years in deep silence and meditation. He went without food for long periods. He carefully avoided harming other living beings including animals, birds and plants. He attained enlightenment after 12.5 years of rigorous tapa. This knowledge was pure or keval, therefore he is known as Kevali. He was also called Jinn or conqueror because all those happiness or joy one gets from physical comfort and discomfort or other materialistic things did not have any impact on him. Vardhaman is said to be Mahavir because he had the resilience. Resilience means strength, capacity and courage to conquer all passions. After the attainment of knowledge, he spent the next 30 years traveling barefoot around India preaching to the people the truth he realized. He attracted people from all walks of life, rich and poor, king and commoners, men and women, prince and princess. To make it easy for the people to understand it, he spoke to them in Ardha Magadhi, a people's language. Ardha Magadhi is an ancient Prakrit language of North India. He laid stress on good conduct. Good conduct means good behavior. The essence of his teachings for good conduct is contained in Panch Mahavratas and Tri Ratnas. The assembly held by Tirthankar to preach to the people was known as Samavasaran. Samavasaran was based on equality. People of all varnas had entry to it. The Panch Mahavratas or the 5 great vows. The followers of Jainism have to strictly follow these 5 rules. First is Ahimsa, non-violence. No living being should be hurt, injured or harmed through one's behavior. Satya, truth. Every speech and action should be true. Astya, non-stealing. Astya means theft. We should not take what belongs to other without their consent. Aparigraha means non-attachment. Aparigraha means hoarding, collecting, accumulating anything due to greed. It may be property, money, food grains, anything. Brahmacharya, chastity. It means leaving bodily pleasures and following the vows. So the 5 rules to be followed strictly are Ahimsa, Satya, Astya, Aparigraha and Brahmacharya. The 3 Ratnas or 3 jewels are the 3 principles of Jainism. Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan and Samyak Charitra. Samyak Darshan means right faith. To have faith and trust in the preaching of Tirthankar. Samyak Gyan means right knowledge. To have right and enough knowledge of the teachings of Tirthankar. Samyak Charitra means to live life according to the 5 great vows or Panch Mahavratas. To follow those rules very strictly and to avoid doing harm to living things and freeing oneself from any attachments. Essence of Vardhaman Mahavir's teaching. Among the teachings of Mahavir, Ekantvad is considered to be very important in the search for truth. It means pluralism or having multiple viewpoints. If you look at this picture, there is an elephant with 6 men surrounding it, and all the 6 men have different viewpoints regarding the animal. According to one story, 6 men with different views were brought in front of an elephant and asked what do they think of this creature. Each of these men had different view. One said its trunk is like a snake, its tusk is like a spear, its tail is like a rope, its leg is like a tree, its body is like a wall, and its ears are like a fan. These 6 men, without looking at the entire picture, came to a conclusion by looking at just some points. So basically it means that if we only look at 1 or 2 points, we may not understand the complete truth. We should never come to conclusion by listening to half information. Therefore, it is very important and necessary to pay attention to all aspects of an issue. If we listen to half information and go and fight with someone, it is not right. We should always understand the complete scenario and situation and then come to a conclusion. If people follow this, they develop a sense of tolerance and understanding towards each other, which will help us to make the society a better place to live in. So therefore, always understand things properly and then come into a conclusion. Vardhaman Mahavir also taught the people that the greatness of a man does not depend upon the family he was born into, or which caste or varna he belongs to, or which community he belongs to, but it depends on its behavior. How does a man behave tells us about its greatness. Similarly, in Vedic tradition, women were not given much importance. They were considered inferior to men. But Vardhaman Mahavir gave equal importance to women also. The other teachings of Vardhaman Mahavir were love all living things. We should love all living things. We should have mercy and compassion towards each other. And we should live and let others also live happily. Buddhism is a religion founded by Gautam Buddha in the northeastern India. It is about 2500 years old. Buddhism spread in India and many countries outside India. Buddhism is also the main religion of many Asian countries. Let us learn more about Buddhism in the next slide. Buddhist tradition is founded on and inspired by the teachings of Siddhartha Gautam. He was called Buddha and he lived in the 4th or 5th century BC. Gautam Buddha was born in 563 BC in the village Lumbini in Nepal. He was born in a royal family. His father's name was King Shuddhodana and mother's name was Queen Maya Devi. His birth name was Siddhartha. For many years he lived within the palace walls, away from the suffering of life, suffering such as sickness, age and death. He did not know what they were. One day after growing up, marrying and having a child, Siddhartha went outside the royal palace and saw each for the first time, an old man, a sick man and a corpse. He was worried by what he saw. He learned that sickness, age and death were inevitable fate of human being. Inevitable means unavoidable. We cannot avoid death or sickness. A fate no one could avoid. So he decided to leave all the pleasures of royal family and left his home. After seeing the suffering of the world, Siddhartha decided to leave all the pleasures of royal family. He left his home, family and all luxuries to attain enlightenment. He wanted to know why there is sorrow and suffering in human life. On Vaishak Purnima, he was sitting in deep meditation under a peepal tree at Urvela near the city of Gaya in the state of Bihar. That is where he attained Bodhi, enlightenment or the highest knowledge. He attained knowledge of human life and thus he came to be known as Gautam Buddha. This is the peepal tree under which Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment. This tree is now known as Bodhi tree or Bodh Vriksha and the place Urvela is known as Bodh Gaya. Gautam Buddha delivered his first sermon at Sarnath near Varanasi. First sermon means first religious speech. His teachings in the sermon are termed as Dhamma. He set in motion the wheel of Dhamma in this sermon. Therefore, this event is called as Dhammachakra Pravartan in Pali language and Dharmachakra Pravartan in Sanskrit language. Later, he travelled on foot for nearly 45 years to preach Dharma to the people. He preached in people's language Pali. Arya Satyas or the Noble Truth. The 4 Noble Truths taught by Gautam Buddha are known as Arya Satyas. It was this 4 principle that Buddha came to understand during his meditation under the Bodhi tree. The first one is Dukha or suffering. There is suffering in human life. Life is full of suffering. The suffering may be in the form of illness, old age, fear of death, separation from loved ones. The second is cause of dukh. The cause of suffering may be the desire to want more, greediness, ignorance and hate towards others. This suffering can be cured. It is known as dukh nivaran. It is possible to end suffering by removing all our desires and greed. And to remove this desire, we have to follow the eightfold path known as the Pratipat or the way, which will lead us to good conduct and good behavior. It is known as the eightfold path. We'll learn about it in the next slide. The way that leads to the end of suffering is known as the eightfold path. First one is right view, know the truth, the knowledge of four noble truths. Right intention or right resolve, giving up cruelty, freeing your mind of evil. Right speech, refrain from telling lies, say nothing that hurt others, not to be rude, harsh and meaningless. Right action or right conduct, work for the good of others, stay away from killing animals, stealing and uncontrolled behavior, not hurting others. Right livelihood, respect life, use only proper means of livelihood, not cheating others. Right effort is to resist evil. We should make effort to avoid wrong acts, to giving up good acts, not getting into wrong deeds or acts, always maintaining good acts. Right concentration, practice meditation. Experiencing deep meditation which will help to develop our concentration. And right mindfulness means to control our thoughts. We should have a control in what we are thinking. We should always think good about ourselves and others. Gautam Buddha asked people to follow 5 rules. The rules are known as Panchsheel. First one is stay away from killing animals. We should refrain ourselves from killing any living beings. Second, stay away from stealing. We should refrain ourselves from taking anything that belongs to other without their consent. Third is stay away from unethical conduct. And unethical conduct means wrong behavior or immoral behavior. We should refrain from doing anything wrong. Stay away from telling lies. We should always speak the truth. Stay away from intoxicants. Intoxicants means drugs such as alcohol, smoking, etc. We should avoid such habits and acts. These are known as Panchsheel. Bodh Sangh. Gautam Buddha created a Sangh of bhikkhus to preach his religion. This group of bhikkhus were known as Bodh Sangh. Followers who gave up their domestic life and families entered the Sangh were called bhikkhus. They too travelled on foot like the Buddha to preach dharma to the people. There was a separate Sangh of women. They are called bhikkhunis. People of all varnas and castes could embrace Buddhism. Essence of Gautam Buddha's teaching. Gautam Buddha did not discriminate or create any differences based on things like caste and varna. For him, everyone was equal. No one is greater or smaller by birth. Greatness depends on one's behavior or conduct. How does a person behave tells us about his greatness. He also preached that like men, women too had the right to their own upliftment and growth. He opposed rituals like yajna. His teachings of wisdom, moral virtue and other values are aimed at welfare of man, that is well-being, health and happiness of man. Compassion for all living beings was an extraordinary feature of his personality. He was always kind and compassionate to every living thing in this world. Today we completed Jainism and Buddhism and learnt about the rules and teachings of the religion. We'll complete the remaining part of the lesson in the next class. Thank you. God bless you all.